Fantastic Four review. I'm also going to be doing some Fantastic Forearms. The Fantastic Four, one of the most iconic superhero families, if not the most. I definitely was a fan of them since I was a kid. And finally, in the MCU. Right off the bat, I really enjoyed the movie. Do I think it's perfect? No. But I really did like the movie. This is definitely somewhat of a return to form for Marvel. I think Thunderbolts was good. I think this is good. So we're going up. We're back. We're so back. In terms of plot summary, I'm really only gonna go over what was shown in the trailers because I don't want to spoil. The whole plot of this movie is we start off with kind of like Superman. This is not an origin story. This is 4 years in, but we do get quite a bit of a history dump on them of the story at the start for those who I guess didn't know. I still think a lot of people generally know the story. Maybe I'm delusional. Maybe comic book normies don't know, but yeah, we had a brief overview. And I do think this opening scene maybe felt a little bit long. I think maybe they could have got into the substance of the plot a bit faster, but that's fine. And the whole thing is the Fantastic Four, who, by the way, this Earth is not the Earth that the rest of the MCU is set in. It's in a parallel timeline type thing. It's kind of what they've been doing the last few phases of movies. I just realized you're not gonna be able to see this exercise properly. But basically how it goes, the Fantastic Four have been protecting the Earth since they emerged with their powers. They are basically the power of the world. Everyone, for the most part, really respects and appreciates them. But then finally, an imminent threat, Galactus, is imposing his dominance on the Earth. And everyone's putting all their faith in the Fantastic Four to fix this, but Galactus intends to destroy the whole Earth. And again, this was in the trailers, but the bargaining chip they have is their son. So the Galactus says, we'll spare your planet if you give us your son, which they do not want to do. Would you give up your son to save Earth? Let me know down below. And the Silver Surfer is the Herald, which we can see is a bit more of an ambiguous character than Galactus, but they're the other relevant, I guess, villain in this movie. And I personally felt like this movie could have gone for longer. I think a lot of scenes and I guess little side plots. One in particular was Ben, aka The Thing. It was shown a few scenes, there's maybe 3 scenes in the movie that implied there could be a romantic love interest with this random, I think, teacher at a school. And maybe it got like 2 minutes screen time max across the whole movie. And it's just like, at that point, why even include it? It didn't really like do much for him as a character or anything in that short amount of time. I felt like there were just a lot of things like that where I thought it wasn't bad, but they could have definitely achieved more if they're just a longer runtime. That's what I'm saying with that. In terms of the Fantastic Four themselves, my ranking for this movie, I think Sue Storm, Invisible Woman, actually probably was my favorite. Although Human Torch is like annoying, but in like a funny, cool way. And I thought all the actors' portrayals of the characters are very good. Although, I will say, Reed Richards, Pedro Pascal, right? In my knowledge, he's meant to be one of the smartest characters in like all of comic books, but I didn't really get there weren't really any movies in this film where I'm like, oh wow, that's a smart thing to do or say. If anything, there was one part, again, this is in a trailer, where he actively tells the public that Galactus asked for his son as a bargaining chip. I feel like if you were smart, you wouldn't have just told everyone that because it literally caused them with all outrage. Like, oh, you choose your son over us, blah, blah, blah. Like, I don't know why he would give that information. Like, we see he's smart because of like equations he does and he works out all this stuff, but nothing was really like, oh, that's a smart thing to do. It's just like, because all the smart stuff was in the realm of fiction. So that was probably my critique of Reed Richards in this movie, but it's not like it was egregiously bad. But in terms of the character interactions, anything Johnny was involved in, especially with Silver Surfer, goated. I'm gonna say goated. Sue with other diplomats, and Mole Man, who, like, I act like I'm a comic nerd. I literally haven't, like, read a comic ever. Or maybe I have, but, like, not really. I read manga. Do you guys like manga? Deku is so coming. I thought the use of powers in this movie was generally really good too. I think Reed got to showcase his powers the least. I'm just gonna assume it's because they don't like doing the animated, or they don't like CGIing in the stretchy arms. Why is this hard? Do I have a pump yet? This is the map. Back to the plot. Like I said, I'm not going to spoil it, but I thought the ending was pretty satisfying. And in terms of credit scenes, because I know people stick around for those in these movies, the mid-credit scene is a must-watch. The end credit scene, you can skip. Having this whole movie kind of revolve around the dormant or future power of their child, pretty interesting. And there was straight up childbirth kind of shown in the MCU, which I never thought was something I would see, which, yeah. Also, does anyone know if Mr. Fantastic and Invisible Woman have catchphrases like flame on or clobbering time? Do they have one? Because I don't know off the top of my head. And it would be fun for me to also just say it in public because I like to be a public nuisance to people. I'm famously known for being a nuisance in public. I'm not really, but I'm just saying shit now. So that's my review of Fantastic Four First Steps, all right? Also, Galactus I thought was actually a very cool villain. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure his motivation is just to end his existence because he just lives an eternity of hunger and suffering. And he consumes planets to quench that hunger that will never fully be quenched. But the baby might end that for him. So that's the whole thing. And he really just does not care about these people. He doesn't even see them as a threat. So I don't know, just seeing a villain just like not even give a shit about the heroes, kind of stomp on him. He does call them little insects, clever insects. They do be insects. A TLDR Fantastic Four. Really good start to, I would say, a new era of the MCU. Really enjoyed the 4 main cast members. I'm very much looking forward to where they go from here. And it was a full, complete story in this one movie. So I do like that. You don't need any prior MCU homework to watch this movie. I don't think there's literally a single connection to the old movies. If there is, you're some sort of nerd for knowing that. My rating for Fantastic Four First Steps. No free feet, no free feet. 8.4, which is 2 times 4.4. Lots of 4 for the Fantastic Four. This movie was fantastic. Say that again. Stay sexy.